Hey, how you doing, YouTube? This your girl KD. I know it's been what 3, 4 days since I posted a video. It might as well be 3 years of YouTube time. So I apologize for the dearth of content from me. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Um, sort of been in a funk lately, so that's where the silence has been coming from. But today I got a little bit of a just a slight ramble. And this ramble is actually inspired by a conversation that was had on BGS for Women this last Friday, part of the conversation anyway. And just a slight ramble to the ladies who seek the male attention of men that they like or men that they think can benefit them in some way without the intention of having sex with these men. Now, you may think, well, I don't have to have sex with a guy just to be around him, do I? No, not really. That depends on the capacity in which you are around him. If you work with him, of course not. He's a coworker. You don't have to have. Matter of fact, I would, I would recommend you not have sex with your coworker. Um, but what I mean is, if you actively seek male attention, you text him a lot, you're trying to call him, you want to be around him, you already like this dude. And ladies, I know it's difficult to conceive of, but men have a completely different outlook on sex than we do. That thing your mama told you when you was young, boys only want one thing out of you. That would be true. Okay? That is true. Now, just because that's true doesn't make it bad. They do want one thing out of you. They always want one thing out of you. Now, whether or not that's the only thing they want out of you depends on you and you and him and your dynamic and how well you get along and blah, 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 blah. But he wants that first before he actually considers a relationship. Now, see, we women were taught to withhold that part. Not necessarily, well, some of us were taught to do it as a tactic, but I go from my experience. I was taught not to jump into bed the minute you see a guy that you physically attracted to, because that's actually whore behavior, because you might see a few guys you're attracted to. Are you going to screw all of them? Or are you going to have some type of discernment of which one? And how do you judge it? You know what I'm saying? How do you judge which one of these guys? If you, in the course of a week, see 5 dudes in your errands and travels and going back and forth, you see 5 dudes that are physically attractive, do you try to screw all 5 of these dudes? You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't. But then again, that would also imply that I'm not actually going to pursue those dudes just because I thought they were handsome or sexy or whatever. I'm not necessarily in a position to talk to them or try to get to know them or whatever. So I was actually taught in a very conservative way to be very chaste. And so I didn't jump into bed super quick with just any old guy that happens to smile at me. You don't have to, let me just clarify. You don't have to sleep with every dude that you meet. That actually would be whore behavior. Okay? Every dude that might smile at you, that might say hi, that might seem a little interested, You don't have to say, okay, yeah, let's have sex and then see if we want to have a relationship. Because just like men have a different outlook on sex, actually we have a different outlook from them. So we have to find something in the middle. You see what I'm saying? Um, Seems a little contradictory. I know you're thinking, well, they want you to sleep with them real fast, but then they also don't want a woman that sleeps with a bunch of guys. Eh, I see where you're going with that. Um, but again, it's about discernment, and I speak from how I do things. If I actively seek out a specific guy's attention, I want to talk to him, I like his energy, I want to be around, want to just kind of kick it, I just want to kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm actively pursuing that guy in some way. But see, when I do that, I have every intention of arching my back at some point. And that at some point is not like in the far future. Like I have every intention of doing that. Cuz I work a little bit differently. Friend zone for me is actually the fastest way to sleep with me. Because if I don't even value you enough to talk to you outside of some sexual situation, I'm not going to screw you. And I'm also not going to sleep with a guy that only will speak to me if we're either talking about sex or I'm going to come over right away. But if I try to talk to him, just a regular conversation, he refuses that, I'm not sleeping with him. I'm not sleeping with him. Because for me, I have to have some level of comfortability with you as a person. And that comfortability can come in a couple of weeks. That comfortability can come in a couple of months. That I don't have a timeline for that. So it's not like if I meet a guy, he has to wait 60 days before I go to bed with him. Not really. He actually doesn't. Because by the time I get to wanting to have sex with that dude, I've probably already known him a little bit. And it's organic for me. It's an organic thing for me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to you. What do you know? What do you want to do about it? You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So the friend zone for me personally, that's not that's not a death nail. That's actually the segue into a sexual situation with me because I thrive on homie lover friend. I thrive on that. My whole marriage was that. Like that's the kind of relationship I actually like. I like the guy who I'm sexually attracted to actually be the same guy I can kick it with when we're not screwing. And we like each other's company. Like we just like each other's company, period. I'm not interested in screwing a guy that doesn't even like my energy outside of that because I have awesome energy. I have awesome freaking energy. How could you not like it? That's usually what the guys who are attracted to me, that's usually what they're attracted to first. Is the energy, my energy output. And then it's like, oh, I like her. She's cool, but then she's also kind of sexy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like, I like being around her. And you know what I'm saying? And that, for some guys, translates into a sexual attraction. Likes being around you. And consequently, makes him aroused to be around you because he likes it. So, I know this is a ramble. It was actually meant to be a ramble, but because I don't have a whole lot of clear thoughts. But, ladies, you can't pursue. Because listen, like I said on the Hangout, I've said this before, I say it again. Black alpha male heterosexual energy is some of the best stuff in the universe. Okay? It's some of the best stuff in the universe. Do you hear me? And like I told them on Friday, for that, I'm like Galactus feeding off a planet with that shit. Like that shit sustains me. But it also comes with some reciprocity. Because if you're going to feed off of a man's energy, a man you're interested in, well then you have to replenish that energy, do you not? You can't just siphon energy without any return. Because why does he want to be siphoned? He wants to be paid for this energy output that's happening between the both of you. You see what I'm saying? And then you want the D, so why act like you don't? I don't understand that part. I don't understand acting like you don't want something that you want. And especially now that I'm older and now that I find myself a single woman again, I don't like coy. I don't like coy. I think coy might be for younger women. But a closed mouth don't get fed and it doesn't get anything else either. So I don't like coy. I don't like games. If I like you, I like you. If I want to talk to you, I'm going to try to talk to you. If I want to text you, I'm going to text you. I don't have time for like little mind games or whatever. Don't talk too much to him because he might think that you falling for him, or I don't know how to play that game, and I don't really like it in any case because I don't know anything about it. Um, I like what I like. I like who I like. I don't mind telling them that I like them, and I don't mind telling them how much I like them. And if it's coming to that, I don't mind telling them what I want to do to them. Point blank. Now, what he does with that information is his business. He doesn't like that, doesn't see me that way. I see him that way, but he doesn't see me that way, and I kind of read it wrong. He could tell me, and my feelings aren't hurt because I'm just gonna move on. Like, oh, okay, misread the sign. Yep, excuse me, sorry. Moving on. It's not even a big deal, you know. Especially if we haven't had any sex or whatever. Nothing happened. As far as I'm concerned, nothing happened. So there's nothing to be uptight about. There's nothing to have feelings about. Because I live by the stuff I talk. When I say relationship or nah, and you're not in a relationship unless you guys say so, I live that. There's no relationship until we say so. Expressly, not insinuated or whatever. So, all you ladies out there that think it's cute you got one guy that comes and does this favor, you got another guy that comes and pays for your hair, you got another guy, and you don't have sex with any of these guys, and you also don't pay them. Because, see, if you're gonna have a guy that that does handiwork and you need some stuff fixed, if you don't want to have sex with that guy, pay him. And then it becomes a business transaction like any other. Then he can't say he came and did something for free, because he didn't. Well, I could have been making money doing this. Well, no, you were making money doing this because I actually paid you a rate. The rate you stipulated, so you got paid. So I don't owe. You know what I'm saying? Because men calculate sex as you owing them. Here's what I mean. If he starts taking you out and he's paying for it, he's calculating that. No need in getting uptight about it, ladies. He's calculating it. And he's calculating it also. See, even back in the day, I knew they were calculating it. So when I went out, I would pay. I would pay. Or I at least went Dutch. Very few times he paid for all of it, for every part of our date. Because I knew then that men calculate that as how much how much kitty you owe. They're calculating it in kitty debt. This is kitty debt. You don't get in kitty debt. And if you do get in kitty debt, it's actually fun to pay that debt. That's a debt that's actually fun to pay, especially if you like that guy anyway. Go ahead and pay your kitty debt. Just know that you have one. Just know that if you want, because you want pay for your time. He can't, I'm not going out with him and he not paying. Oh, well, okay. That's fine. But the same thing applies the other way, is all I'm saying. It's two-way street. Because if to get your time he has to pay for a dinner and a movie and blah 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 blah, he's not paying for your kitty, he's paying for your time. The kitty would actually be his pay, not yours. It's kitty debt. It's kitty debt. That's all. That's all it is. It's just a little kitty debt. You can pay that kitty debt. You want to pay it. Else, why are you going out with that guy? Because I never went out with guys that I wasn't attracted to. I never tried to talk to guys that I couldn't see myself in the bed with. I can't even see myself in the bed with you. So then I can't see myself anything with you, actually. You know what I'm saying? Why? This is a waste of both of our times. But that is probably because I was never in anything for money. You know what I'm saying? I like relationships and energy and how we get along. I'm not in stuff for money. I don't go for guys only because his money, but I don't like him. Like, I don't like anything about him, because if I'm going to be with you and spending time with you, I'm very selfish with my energy and my time. And who I spend it with isn't based on how much money they have. It's based upon whether or not I think that I waste my energy when I'm with this person. Because if I don't like you, I'm wasting my energy, and I can't get that back, and I can't get my time back either. Like old girl said, reclaiming my time. I can't do this just because you might have a nice car and you got money and I think you should spend it on me. That kind of stuff never appealed to me. I never saw the point in it, because the only man that I feel like should be paying for my livelihood is my husband. And if he's not my husband, then he doesn't have to pay for my livelihood. We didn't enter into that kind of contract. So, I don't wanna do that. And it's just distasteful to me. But I know I was everywhere. It was a ramble. So you guys should have been prepared for that. It was a ramble. And yes, I learned rambling from BGS. Yes, I did. It's actually therapeutic. So there. All right. I'll see you probably on another video. I have an idea for a live stream that I want some participation on, because I want to know, what do our brothers think is whore behavior? What kind of woman does he consider a whore? That'll be interesting, because I think men's concept of who a whore is and women's concept of who a whore is very different. All right. Catch you later.